Hello and welcome back in the studio. We are here for another video about the Rivera Guadalupe PWA World Cup. And unfortunately there were not more races completed, at least not full eliminations. But in this video I wanted to talk about the gear situation, which is interesting. With that I mean having a look about the foils especially, that's quite interesting, which foils are being used. And then I also quickly want to speak about sails and boards, because I mean there are no further race action that I can really speak about. And later in the video I want to just quickly go through the rankings. Without further ado, let's get started. By the way, in the description down below I will put a link to the registered equipment. So in that list you can see what everyone is using, like sail sizes that are registered for the season, and also the foil. It's interesting to see because in the men, 18 out of 34 people, 34 men registered the PATRIK Ian foil. Obviously there are also a lot of PATRIK riders who are team riders and want and have to use this foil anyway. But the very exciting part is that so many people, and not just top riders but also like intermediate riders, upcoming riders, that they choose the PATRIK Ian foil, because I think the argument is just still that it's super consistent. Sure, there are other brands that you can win races with, no doubts, and other foils are also fast, no question about that, like Phantom, Z foils, you know the good brands. But with the Ian foil, it's still the same, that it's so easy to use, and it's easy to use for pros, because it has good wind range. You can jibe well on it, you can still go fast, you can obviously win races just like Matteo did. And kind of these criteria also matter for hobby races, I would say. And I think that's why the PATRIK Ian foil is enjoying such a good reception in the windsurfing foil world, which is cool. And then just to name the other few foils, there are, so as I said, 18 guys on Ian foils, then 5 on Phantom, 4 on Z foils, 3 on F4, 2 on Starboard, 1 on AL360 and 1 on Near Pride. And in the women it's even more extreme. We have 8 women registered for this event, and 6 of them are using the PATRIK Ian foil, and just 2 of them the Starboard foil. So yeah, a domination in the already in the registered gear list, a domination of PATRIK. And obviously I'm a PATRIK team rider myself, as probably most of you know. I would have joined the event myself if I didn't have back problems. That's why I'm just here behind my desk speaking about the event and not joining actively. And obviously, or let's say I'm not forced to do a video here glazing the PATRIK brand and whatever, but I just want to, because I like the gear so much. It's not that you cannot use any other brand that you like, because I'm always a fan of keeping it honest, and of course other brands also work, but I enjoy the PATRIK gear currently the most for its consistency, its easiness to use, and the big wind range. And that obviously also plays a role in the sails. I really like the new sails which we have since last year, because what is also cool about PATRIK is that he doesn't put out new gear every season just with a new design or changes marginal things, because he keeps the gear the same for 1, 2, 3 years, whatever it takes, to bring out a new model which is a lot better. So I don't know if we are the only brand, but for example I still have exactly the same sails like last year, which is cool. So what did I want to say? There are also constructors ranking in the PWA, and PATRIK is leading the sail ranking, the board ranking, and obviously also the foil ranking. Of course, it was just 3 eliminations, and it's the first event of the season, but I think it's still cool to point that out. All right, here we are. Last part of the video. I want to go through the results of this event, and as a disclaimer, don't take anything too serious, or yeah, I don't want to sound disrespectful or mean. So if you're a rider or a fan of a rider, it's just my personal opinion and thoughts, and I won't go through everyone, just the people that yeah, I'm cheering for, or that I think it's cool to point out now. For example, let's start at the bottom and then we go up to the top. Hugo Soyberg, I was living with him for a few weeks in this year's winter training. For sure he will do better in the next events. He just changed his sponsors to Taboo Gastra and didn't have all the new gear for the winter training, so I think, yeah, he was just not used to it, and for sure he will do a lot better the next time. Next, we move up, and let's see. Okay, we have Daniele Benedetti here. Obviously, he must be gutted with this result to start the season. Luckily, we have a discard this year, so which I'm also going to use for this event, obviously. And I don't remember exactly why he dropped out of the first rounds in these heats, and he has quite a high score, so it looks like he didn't even finish the races, or maybe completely crashed or stopped. For sure he will come back stronger, no doubt. Just doesn't feel nice to start the season like this. And Cyril also with new sponsors this year. Is using the PATRIK boards and PATRIK foil. I think he also just got some of his gear just before the event, so he was also not fully tuned up and just yeah, barely out of the top 20. For sure he will also look forward to push more in the next events. Bruno Martini is also a guy which usually can end up between, I don't know, like the podium and the 20th place or 30th place in worst case. So I think once again, because the first event this season is so early in April, usually we sometimes start in, I don't know, in July, in June, maybe in May. So this is quite early, and I think Bruno Martini also suffered from having the gear quite late. I can imagine, so just my thoughts. And then also he's just not a very consistent rider, and that mixed together made for a not so great start for him. But of course he will also try to use this as a discard. Nico Preen, I'm really sorry for him. It's yeah, really shit that he had to sail with a broken toe. I also mentioned it in the last video. Yeah, he will also not be happy 100%. And it's funny because usually in winter training we spent a little bit of time together on Tenerife, and then we were planning, and I was super motivated. Okay, let's go testing training before this event in Kiel, where we live, or at least we both live close there. And then it turned out, okay, he came back from Tenerife way later than expected, and then I had some appointments to do, and then I also had the back issues, so it turns out we didn't even train before the event. And yeah, I know that Nico was super busy. As you might also know, he's one of the busiest windsurfers, I would say, with all his YouTube and other stuff going on. So I'm confident that Nico and I will be back for the next event, and can't wait to train together. It's always nice if you have a really good training partner. And speaking about training partner, Bob van den Berg, my boy, I guess, or I know for sure that he won't be happy with his 17th place, even though this is by far his best result in the PWA yet. But yeah, he was just doing some mistakes. I feel like sometimes on the start, but also in some jibes he just stopped or had a wobble. So I think he will definitely work on that. And it's nice that even though he did quite some mistakes, I would say, he still kind of had his best result so far. So a lot more to come, buddy, and also can't wait to train with him. Then yeah, the usual suspects. Cedric is here. Cedric is also always in the range between, like, I feel like 5th place and 15th place. So that's it. Lars Poggemann had a very good event also for him, his best result so far. He really sneaked through everything in this event. So yeah, he's the best German. So congrats, shout outs. Not bad, not bad. Who we have? Sam Strozma, obviously made his first winners final. I also spoke about that. 10th place. Man, feels so nice to smash those barriers like top 15, top 10, top 5. So I'm really happy for those guys. Benoit, also cool, 9th place. Now we come to the top 8. William Hubert, fresh on the whole PATRIK set, boards, sails, foils, obviously a very good foiler, and a very good or a very fast foiler indeed. I don't know if it was last year or the year before when he was speed foil champion. So really cool. Alexi Matis, also very consistent. He's also so good since 2 years. So really cool to see him putting up a solid result. 7th place, cannot complain, I guess. Or well, I guess everyone kind of out of the podium or out of winning the event can complain about some things, but I think it's still great to start with 7th place. Maciek, as far as I saw on his Instagram, he's not happy with what happened to him in the races, so yeah, he will not be happy. Amado also would have wished for more, and yeah, that's just part of the sport, that just one guy can win, so the rest cannot win, and it's also, yeah, everyone wants to obviously to be in the top 5 or to be on the podium, but it's not space for everyone. Then Jordi Wonk, very cool that he got that he also smashed his foil result record, let's say, and yeah, I know it's for him a bit. I'm also gutted that he didn't make it on the podium, because he's also yeah, one of the few guys I'm also cheering for. He's a very nice guy, good racer. But I have to give it to Alexander Cousin. In the end, I am happy that Jordi is just 4th place and Alex is 3rd place, just because Alex is also a good friend. I really like him, and yeah, he's a great sailor, and he could finally be on the podium again. I read on the PWA live ticker that I think it was his first time since 2019 on Sylt. There it was still foil course racing, so it's so cool that he finally scored a podium again. And then we got 2 of the most consistent guys. Pierre Mortefond, only 2nd places in all the races, and Matteo winning all 3 eliminations. So actually not so much to say there. Was really impressive to see, and I'm curious how this will continue. With that, this video, a small recap about the event is done, is finished. I hope you enjoyed this. Again, let me know in the comments what you liked a lot about this event, what your takeaways were, and then yeah, enjoy your season, and yeah, see you at the beach or see you around the internet somewhere soon. Ciao.